Right then, here we go. Now, it's been interesting, blooming chair, interesting 3-car boot sales. One of them not very good at all, the other's really good. And a new car boot I haven't been to for years, and it was lovely. Really nice people, really nice things. So, let's get the mucky bit out of the way first, I think, because, well, it's mucky. There's a couple of mucky things, but let's start with this. Now, it cost me £2. And this great big oiler. Bear with me, I've forgotten my super strength glasses, because I can't see a blooming thing without them. Right, let's start that again. There. Now, what we got? I didn't think I saw a make on this one, but it's been soldered all around the edge. And it does have a name on there, but it's yet to be cleaned up. There's hints of green, so it's probably a familiar make, but as it was only £2 and this is brass, and that's brass, I thought, oh yeah, that'll go to the oil cans. This lot I'll come back to in a minute. This little bag of toot in there. What else have we got? Yeah, the next mucky thing. This bad boy. I picked up this morning. All of £1. It's in perfect working order. I don't have the metal arm, unfortunately. But then these things always lose their arms. But as far as I know, it's working. It might need tightening there, or untightening. But yeah, £1. So that'll go with me other many car jacks. It weighs a ton, as you'd expect. The fella said he used to pick up transit vans with them. So it's got some strength to it. Now, a couple of little vices. Starting with the old Harry Potter PB vice. The swivel base. In fairly good condition. This one has barely ever been used. Very light cleanup. It's got the, how's that, nice and clear. PP markings on there. And yeah, it's almost like Art Deco styling on the side. So I've got a few of those. That was an easy find, easy pickup. £7 this morning. This one I picked up at a woodworking show. It's your old record imp. Another record imp, the number 80. And the price was on the label. Can you see that okay? Is that alright? Yeah, so I couldn't walk past that at £3, could I? Even though I do have a few. So, yeah, record imp. Right. That's the heaviest items. Now, where should we go next? Like I said, there's some interesting bits today. I picked up an alligator wrench. Now, initially, I thought this was something special because it had flat sides on there. But after proper inspection, they've obviously ground it down. Now, this was alligator wrench, as I said, for pipes, not nuts and bolts. It was pipes these mouthpieces were used for, or supposed to have been used for. And this one, a BRS 18, I've forgotten the name of the make now off the top of my head, but is a tractor outfit that used to be, they were made in Ipswich in Suffolk. So another alligator style spanner, which I like those, they're different. Open-ended spanner for pipe work rather than nuts and bolts. Anyway, can't remember what that was, £1 at most. Drill bit stands. Now, you know I have this fetish for these blooming things. This one's a Toga. I think I've got a few. It came in 50p, a job lot of bits, I think. Oh, dog's seen a fox in the garden. This little banjo oiler picked up this morning. Looks like someone's hammerized it, but it's in good order. Again, the old can collection. Now, this I thought was fun. I used to use chalk lines as an electrician all the time, and quite often these aluminium metal ones used to be Stanley, but this one isn't. This one's is an Evans chalk line, ECL50 plumb line from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Now, can you see the details on that okay? I wouldn't normally pick them up, but it's brass and it's just that little bit different. So yeah, another chalk line. Yeah, chalk feels turn in there. Hasn't got the end on the line, unfortunately, but yeah, nice design. Similar to the well-known sort of Stanley ones, but not. There you go. That'll clean up lovely. What's that out of the way? Now, this was a nice find. Yeah, is it a French spanner, I believe? It's called a French coach type spanner. This one's a bit rough. It's got some welding splatter on there, but that'll file off easily. That needs taking apart and giving a bit of TLC. No make or mark on it that I can find yet. But yeah, I like those. Yeah. What can you say? Again, dirt cheap. I picked this up dirt cheap. Now, somebody said to me the other day that when I had one of these skeleton screwdrivers, that they were from a Meccano set. Well, these two definitely are not from a Meccano set. One cost 50p, the big one, and the smaller one cost £1. Worked that out. Different stalls, different people. But yeah, I can't find any marks on it other than somebody's marked two little dinks in there, so they don't. Somebody else don't pick it up. But yeah, I quite like these skeleton items. Just literally, you could not make a screwdriver simpler. Just a piece of bar, bent and shaped. Yeah, and not round, more oval handles, different lengths. It is what it is. A couple of compulsory toffee hammers, exactly the same from different stalls. I've got a little plan for these, that's why I've been getting them. Now this is a big boy for a soldering iron. That is a big old piece of copper there, very heavy, solid copper. And again, I've started picking these up for some bizarre reason, but yeah, copper, handles cracked. I mean, how much is that worth in copper alone? £4 in weight, I think it is. But yeah, so there's soldering iron. Now, I also quite like raw plug tools, and I picked up this one particularly. This one is a number 8 raw plug tool. Is that clear? To fit in the orange raw plug tins I have, where the other week I picked up the sizing chart thing, metal thing. So that will go in one of those. I think this one's too big. What size have we got on there? Raw plug number 14, made in England. And it's still got remains of its original sticker on there. I think that's too big. I think that one will go in the tin, that one doesn't. Now, tyre levers, don't normally pick them up because they're everywhere, but this one was quite nice because it said Dunlop. Is that nice? See? Nice Dunlop one. I think I'm going to keep my eyes open for these with various makes of cars because they will look nice in a row of 4 or 5 in a cabinet, won't they, with their different makes on them. So, Dunlop. Now, what's this? Oh, I picked up this spanner again. It came in a job lot just because it said Jaguar. So that's from a Jaguar toolbox or toolkit. What sizes we got? AF, 7/8 and pretty murky 3/4 there. Yeah, 3/4 AF. Yeah. SSP on the other side, if anyone knows. If you know, you know. So that's that. Another little lay tool drill, just because I like the quality of these aluminium drills. They're just so perfect. They work so well, and that'll go with the other ones I've got. But it's just a lay tool made in Walthamstow. Lovely thing. It's quality British engineering. Now, this is a manhole cover key. Now you use these in pairs. You need 2 of them. So I have one, and I've got to find another, haven't I, to make them of any use whatsoever. But that's a big old heavy key. I know it's heavy because it weighed a tonne, so I was carrying it round. Now, where do we go next? Pipe grips. We've all seen them. They're usually footprint. Nothing fancy or different. This one's slightly different indented. There's no writing in there. But the thing that caught my eye was this circular part in the centre, which moves. I've not seen that before. It seems a bit unnecessary, but it's adjustable one. But yeah, it spins in the centre, and I've not really noticed that before. So I picked it up as a kind of novelty for next to nothing. Yeah, it's had a bit of use, but it needs a simple clean. It really won't take much. But yeah, it's just different. Odd. With that moving part. So yeah, there's that one. Now we're getting into a bit more weird and wonderful. I can't resist these. This one's an Archer bell gauge for all your knitting needle sizing. Yeah, go figure. But I always thought knitting needles always have a number on the end of them. So why would you need to size them if they've already got the number on the end? Who can tell me? Who can tell? Who can say? All right. Couple of little quirky things. A Capston's ashtray with the striker underneath. Now I'm not a smoker, but I just thought, you know, I'll have that for 50p, so I did. Right. Now this is an interesting one. I like the look at this. This is a Clem travelling iron in its box, which is what attracted me really. Let's open up and have a look at this little beauty. Look at this. 2-pin plug, and that was purely designed for plugging in the ceiling light, because you'd have a light fitting would come down, or bayonet. Is it bayonet? No, I can't remember. A light fitting hang down, and you'd have several plugs, 2-pin plugs. So it's 240 volt, 250 volt, and that's how this was operated into the ceiling. Now look at this. You can barely get your fingers in it. Shall I hold it a little nearer? See if I can nearer. You might be able to read some of that. Can you read any of that red writing in there? It's tricky because it's under the Bakelite style handle. Yes, Clem. 200, 250 volts. Patent applied for Clayton Lewis Miller Limited, British made. Flat as a pancake on there. Imagine doing a shirt or a jumper with something that small. But in the box here, and this I probably shouldn't be dealing with, is the tray that it sits on. And a pound to a penny, that's asbestos. So that's where you put it. I put money that's asbestos. But yeah, so health and safety out the window. And I'll put that back in the box. Probably never to be taken out again certainly for a very long time. And in goes the little iron. What a sweet little thing. I don't think it's ever been used. It's spotlessly clean. That cost me £4, I think it was this morning. In a new little car boot, which I absolutely loved. The people were lovely. The car boot was it was just lovely. Not many stalls, I must admit, but it was a cute little car boot. And I found that. What a nice thing. Now, I also found this morning, but a different car boot. And that's basically all I found, which is a centre finder. And I was looking to see if it was Morn right rather. I can't find any markings other than a 04 on there. But it's a quality item. It's got some thickness and some solidity about it. It's a nice piece of chunky thing. So I picked that little thing up. Now, again, this morning, we're back in the weird and wonderful. Anyone ever remember having one of these? I don't. I remember having similar, but it's a pencil case with a plastic tambour lid. And inside, and I really don't know if you'll be able to say, it says pencils, pens, and pen nibs. So it's got some age to it. Made by a company called Rolinx. And something has been burned out or a sticky label has gone there. But yeah, I thought, it's toot, isn't it? But what a lovely thing. Just, that'll clean up sweetly. Can't remember what that was. Now, maybe you snap-on people might be able to help me with this. I have picked up this breaker bar. 1/2 inch breaker bar, snap-on. Yeah, snap-on. You see the writing there, okay? How's that? Yeah? Canada, actually, it says on the bottom there. That's interesting. SN24B Canada. And maybe it's the cold, I don't know. But look, lots of the chrome's come off, or it's had some acid or something spilled on it. That's what, half a metre? I wondered if I took that to, now I don't know about this with Snap-on, but I wondered if I took that to a Snap-on dealer, he would replace it because it's damaged. Or if I've got to have proof of purchase or something like that so they wouldn't do it. I don't know. I've never seen a Snap-on tool where it's lost its coating. So it's either been through, if it's Canada, it might have been through some very cold weather, or it might have just had some acid or brake fluid or something spilled on it. It's mostly on this side, not that side, so I suspect something has spilled on it along there. But yeah, that came in a job lot of other tools. I couldn't resist it, even in that condition really. So there you are, Snap-on brake bar, long one. That's a heavy piece of steel. Now we're in a weird world, I bet. The smallest adjustable spanner I've found. Now, I've seen adjustable spanners out of crackers, but this is too good a quality. I can't find a make, but it's proper steel and it properly works. So, I don't know. I would love to have had a make on there, but it just says 4. And I think that must be the smallest one I've ever had. I've had some small ones, but I don't think I've had anything that small. So that's cute. I thought I'll have that. Now, this bag of took, I think, cost me £5. Let's have a look at what I picked up. It was a very interesting bag to go through. There's scutchings for handles. That's the only one with a bar missing. So there's 1, 2, 3, or a number on there. 3, 4, 5, slightly different, 6, 7. I expect there was an 8, didn't you think? So it'd be 2 drawers like that, I should think. 2 underneath and 2 below that. Are they all the same size? Yes, they are all the same size. So I picked them up. A little brass handle. Brass, half-inch flat-ended countersink screws. They're few and far between, brass stuff, so I picked that up. Nice bag of them there. Little brass handle. 4 candles. That's probably a nickel-plated brass coat hook. Always handy. What's this in here? 4 brass corners for a nice box. What is in here? I don't know what I got here. Oh yes, I do. For a campaign box, kind of brass inlaid handle with the screws. I think there was some more of those. I should have picked them up. But yeah, so a £5. No, was it £5? Yeah, it was a £5. For all those brass handles, they will come in. Yeah, they will come in handy for something. I don't know what. That's all except these. Now, this was a good find. 4 volumes. Practical Handyman for All. Stubbs and Reed. Volume 5. Metalworking. Volume 4. Cabinet Work and Furniture. Carpentry and Woodworking. And House and its Repair. So I've got 1. Volume 2's adrift. That's a shame, but I should be able to find that, wouldn't I, if I look hard enough? I think they're from the 40s or 50s. Let's have a look. With over 500 illustrations from Waverley. I'm sure I can find the number 2. That'll be interesting to look and try and find it. Volume 5, a manual on a new plan for handyman housework. Learning by doing. That's clever. Can't see a date on any of those pages, but look, all sorts of pull-out plans. How to build a lathe, I think that is, yes, metalwork lathe. For me, this is the one I think I was probably most interested in, the woodwork and cabinet making. An introduction to furniture. Oh, just a quick scam. I was with beer all day. Look, what's that? Occasional tables and nest of tables turning detail. So it gives you the shapes and patterns to turn to. That'd be fun. I've got a few turning friends that would like. I'll probably like that. There's a nice, interesting cabinet. What's this? Oak walnut and mahogany dresser. Well, the style of that helps you date it to the 40s, doesn't it? I think so. Look at that. Isn't that a lovely thing? I don't think they've ever been looked at. So, yeah. What else we got there? Do we have carpentry or woodwork? Well, that's house and its repair. What's in this one? House and its repair. What do we got? Oh, look. Chimney stacks, flooring. So, probably be able to build a house if you read this properly. Well, certainly a house to that style. Look at that type of tap. Look at that. Or a faucet if you're in the States, I suppose. Various sinks. Oh, I'd build a greenhouse. That's quite a nice design, isn't it? That would look nice. What's that? Fire grate stoves and ranges. Heating. God, I'm going to be sitting through this for ages having a look at what we got here. Heating a 7-room house by hot water. Central heating. There's fancy for you. I didn't have central heating until the early 80s. I remember it being put in. The difference was incredible. Gates and fences. Looks like coursing, putting a damp-proof course in there. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Cooking and refrigeration. Notes on electrical refrigeration. Heating and water supply for the small house. Yeah, so, yeah, these cost me a tenner, the lot. But more importantly, the very nice lady who sold them to me said that sadly her father, I think it was, had passed away, and that he had a workshop full of things of this sort of date and period, workshop and a garage, a storage, and she hadn't gone through it yet. Would I like to go through it with her and pick out anything I want? So everything was worth it for that alone. Who knows what I'm going to come across there. So, yeah, I look forward to that. So, right. Hello to the grandkids. Hello, Toby, Oscar and Piper. Wee little Piper, who's now talking. So I can't wait to see her in a week or two. And as my son, their dad, always says, don't forget to like and subscribe. And all being well, I'll see you on the next one. So, broken thumbs up. Take care. And, yeah, see you again.